too much pressure now. Okay.
So that one time, did you see
Now I
that
lost
video
that.
about that one guy?
You're terrible at interrupting people, TJ. Leave it to the experts,
Shake and bake.
to me and Brian.
So we've made it through the first round of our bottled and bond bracket, and now we are finally to the second round, which I think there's going to be some more upsets. We had 2 in the first round, so maybe there's going to be a couple more here. This first section, we are going to do Heaven Hill, Bottled and Bond, and Early Times, which you can both see in Chuck's screen. If you haven't watched previously, check out the previous video above. But these are 2 great products. So the Heaven Hill is a re-release. It used to be a 6-year-old product. It is now a 7-year-old product. Heaven Hill does a ton of bottled and bond products and a ton of great bottled and bond products. And then you've got Early Times, which is kind of controversial because it used to be Brown-Forman, but as filming this video, it is no longer Brown-Forman. Sazerac bought it. So if you don't have a bottle of Early Times for like 25 bucks, I would highly recommend buying it because you don't know what Sazerac's going to do. Are they going to do like Buffalo Trace does for everything and make it allocated to where you can't find it and all the crazy taters go after it, which would be terrible because it is an amazing product for $25. I would say, honestly, out of everything in our bracket, it's probably the best value, best bang for the buck across the board, and because it's easily accessible at this time. But let's see what wins out.
Yeah, and just this is the number 1 seed going against number 9. So this was one of our upsets. Early Times beat out the number 8 seed, which was a 1792 bottled and bond.
Yep.
And these are random. So I have my bottles sitting here, but I don't know which is which here. We mixed them up. This first one, wow, that is a caramel bomb. That is sweet. A little bit of
me, the noses are dead even. There's not a clear, like, just it takes it on the nose. The nose
so sorry, I interrupted you like Brian does.
Yep, it's good. I was just saying.
Wait, what was that?
Both noses are great. They're different, but they're both like, you smell this, you know you're in for a good time.
Yeah, this is so. Yeah. I felt really good the first round. Like most of my decisions were made quickly. I feel like in this Elite 8, this is going to be difficult. So I'm giving an edge to this one, slightly. Yeah, definitely an edge on the nose to this one.
Would you say that's the sweeter of the 2?
Sweeter, I'm getting a little oak coming through on that. Just a little bit more complex.
This is going to be a tough decision.
I feel like one of them's offering me a little bit more of that brown sugar, a little bit more oak blend, maybe a little caramel. Just that profile's a little bit stronger in one compared to the other. But then one of them has a little bit more of that pepper finish. It's really nice.
I think that's the Early Times.
It is, and I like that pepper finish.
Could our number 1 seed be in for an upset here?
I think our number 1 seed is in trouble.
I'm telling you right now, this is tough.
So they're both really good, but one of them coats the palate, is a huge like flavor bomb. You get brown sugar, you get a little hint of vanilla, but then the spices come in with black pepper, some of those rye notes, a little grass, everything like that. And the other one is much more mellow. Like you get a lot of oak, you get some vanilla back there, a little hint of maybe brown sugar, molasses, and then it goes into a nice slight finish. But yeah, I like the bold flavors tonight. Like it's good.
So I don't know which one it is, but the bolder of the 2, it balances so well. Like that's what I feel like is you get those a little bit of those sweet caramel vanilla notes, and it just that pepper end of it just really peaks. It just doesn't go too far over the edge, and it lingers. I feel like that one's the early times, but I'm not 100%. But I
the
mean, the
early
other one's
times
nice.
it's got to be that pepper
consistent.
finish. Yeah, I think that sweeter balance, kind of consistent throughout, got to be the Heaven Hill. It's and what I think is a Heaven Hill is definitely got it on the nose.
Yeah.
But I see what you guys are saying on that finish. It's just that early. It goes to that pepper rye finish that I know both of you love rye finishes. So
yeah. Well, and that's the thing is I'm trying to balance that on the just not taking preference out of the equation, just going for taste with what each of these products are. Which one do I feel like maximizes what it is?
That's why, and I've taken a few more sips just to see if that finish. So I think one's got it on the nose and the palate, but then the question is, how do you weight that finish?
I will say I do feel like the ones I think is the early times. I feel like the palate is the biggest differentiator compared to the other one. I feel like that's where the biggest difference
which
is.
direction? Which direction? In a positive way?
So the one with the stronger pepper finish, whichever one that is, I'm assuming early times.
Yep.
I feel like in a negative way,
the palate
is less. Yeah, the noses are, I feel like, pretty even. The finishes, quality-wise, for what they are, I feel like are very even, but different. But I'm just not getting a lot on the palate of the one with the stronger pepper finish.
I don't know what's going to win, but a 1 versus a 9, like, wow.
Yep.
This is close.
So I will say this. My final taste, I switched them. Going with the lighter palate one because I feel like across the entire spectrum, it balances with itself better. Whereas the one that has the really good palate, that's the shining moment, and it doesn't all come together as well as the other one. So that is, and they're both empty now because I had to go back.
Yeah, I'm respectfully, like, this nose on what I think is the other one, whatever you're referencing, is exceptional. And I'm a nose guy. Like, I could just, like, do I even need to drink this? I could just sit here and
So there you go, ladies. He's a nose guy.
I'm a nose guy.
Right. He's just gonna stick a wick in
that
bottle.
Could have done rhinoplasties for a living.
You'd make less money.
No, that's not true.
Oh, this is close.
Instead, I do ears for a living.
That was a good joke.
I'm ready.
All right.
I don't know what to do. I can't take it.
I can honestly
Brian,
say
you're gonna be Brian. You're the swing vote.
I don't know.
I'm the swing vote.
Are you sure? Because what I thought won did not win.
Oh, the way you described it, TJ, I swear you were going early times.
I was.
I have no idea which is which.
I thought this was the Heaven Hill, but it's the early times.
Oh yeah, no, the rye finish is definitely early times.
That I got more of a rye finish on this one.
On the Heaven Hill?
Yeah.
I thought you said that was the one you liked.
I know, and I switched it at the end. Because
no, I definitely got more rye finish on the early times.
For me, the early times was more balanced across the board, whereas the Heaven Hill had a really great palate and then died off.
The finish was lighter, but I think still like gave you flavors. It wasn't a pepper rye burn.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, mine was Heaven Hill. The nose for me was it started at the peak and then never let go.
So Brian, you're the final vote. You get to decide. And what did you choose?
I have no idea. I haven't looked yet. I'm afraid to look.
But do you have the glass? Do you want to hold it up? Do you want to like close your eyes?
Right here.
This is so you've already chosen. So good. You weren't influenced by what we said.
I was not.
Number one.
Heaven
Hill.
Victory
by the slimmest of margins.
Slimmest of margins. I do concur.
And I will gladly say, like, they were both excellent. It was a lot closer than I thought it would be.
Yes. I mean, I don't, you can see this. I've had this bottle since June or July.
Yeah.
And have not drank enough of this. That's the reality. Like I undervalued it. Like, that is good.
I would say, let's look at mine. It's definitely
that's not your first bottle, is it?
This is my second bottle, and I have a third bottle on the shelf down over there, just because I'm scared of what Sazerac may do to
and
the
your
brand.
father-in-law has a whole case of it. So
Yeah, he's got
good.
Yeah. But look to the future. When we officially know Sazerac releases their version of Early Times, we will blind off the Brown Foreman versus the Sazerac.
Ooh, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
After this.
I mean, I'll say it, like, the Early Times held its own. For $25, if you do not have Early Times on your bar, what are you doing? Go buy it right now. Go buy two.
Just like the availability of these two are night and day different.
Yeah.
Like this is MSRP, it's a very good value, but you got to hunt for it.
Our next round of bourbons that we are doing tonight is going to be the number 4 seed versus the number 5 seed. So it should also be a close matchup, just like the Heaven Hill and the Early Times. Yes, you two should be quiet. So the number 4 seed is the Henry McKenna. And remember, we have 2 Henry McKennas in this lineup. This is Chuck's Henry McKenna. And it's still in there, sir.
Oh, they're both alive. They are both alive.
I am the master of everything. I know this. And this Henry McKenna is going to go against the Tater bottle because it comes in a tube. And so everybody goes after it. And also because it's a Buffalo Trace product, which is E.H. Taylor. So the original bottled and bought, which, I mean, it should be in the lineup because, I mean, it's the Colonel. It's Kentucky Colonel.
Not KFC.
Oh, man. I want some fried chicken to go with it.
Run real quick. To be fair, yep. And if you know a Colonel in Kentucky, they can nominate you, and then you can also be a Colonel in Kentucky. So I got to find somebody that is a Colonel to nominate me.
I work with lots of Colonels in the corn breeding industry.
Welcome to our channel. Usually we have better content.
What did you say at the beginning of this? Welcome to my hell.
Yep, exactly. All right, so I'm going to start smelling these things and tasting them. Ooh, it's not like the last one. There's a clear favorite on the nose.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Yeah, like it's not even close.
This is one of them has a much more just aroma filled nose. Robust. I would say
the one's just kind of lacking. Too much? What the?
I mean, I know what it is. Right on the nose, I know where my E.H. Taylor's at. Because every time I smell that nose, I just feel like, it's a little bit of trying too hard for me. But that's my personal issue. I'm trying to work.
I will say, though, after trying it, the one that has the lacking nose brings it with the palate and the finish. For me.
Brings it with the palate for me, not the finish. This one's clear for me. Like maybe it takes us, so the nose, the one that I prefer the nose on, maybe takes a slight break in the palate, but boy, it comes back with that finish. Oak, pepper, spice.
Yeah, I'll agree with you. It's nowhere near as close as the last one was. This one has which I have a good idea what it is. It's got a better.
It's opened up a bit.
Yeah, it's got a better nose. It's definitely got a better finish, and I mean, that nose is amazing. Like it.
I will say, initially, I felt like the finishes were very close. I do feel like the one with a more robust nose is coming through on the finish stronger than I initially thought.
I mean, again, we're talking about the 4 and 5 seed.
Yeah.
So these are both really good bourbons. What I think is the E.H. Taylor, really well balanced. But I think I'm digging this other one that's what I think is the McKenna. As far as it's got that little better nose, and then the finish is just
there's one
pepper
that's
spice.
there's one that's like a really well balanced all the way across the board, just a really good bourbon. And then there's one that's just got that little like X factor that just brings it just a little bit above for me.
I like the pepper and oak. You guys know me with oak, so
yeah, Chuck likes his wood.
I like fine furniture. I have a lot of oak in my house. Well, I'm ready.
Yep, I've got mine. It was a lot easier than the last one. Wait, Brian's got to choose.
I'm still trying to figure this out.
You got yours, Brian?
You guys talk, I'll drink, and I'll figure this out.
Okay,
you have to decide before we actually decide. Explain our pick.
I was saying
you guys are not my influencers. I'll figure this out.
I'm pretty sure for the integrity of the channel and the people that are part of this giveaway, we will not, even though I'm sure Brian or Chuck and I agree, and your opinion really doesn't matter.
That's really factual. Yeah.
As little as my opinion matters to you, yours matters less to me. And anyone who's followed this channel knows that.
Did you pick yours yet?
Yeah, have you picked,
man?
Can we like
I have.
Okay, you've got it figured out. You know which one's the best.
Still tasting.
He's still thinking. By the way,
this is
for
hard.
those of you watching,
this is a close matchup.
There's been a 45-minute cut that I've done between the last time you saw us and now.
I have my winner.
Okay, he's got his winner. So
right
Chuck's winner is number 4. My winner is number 4. Brian's decision does not matter, but Brian chooses
number 5.
Number 5. So the Henry
in my heart.
It was close. The like I said, the Henry McKenna just had that X factor that just like there was something special about it, brought it out.
I like the oak. Yep. The oak finish and the oak and pepper finish really finished it. And it was a better nose, to be fair, too.
Yeah. And to be fair, if you watched the previous episode that we did the Henry McKenna, I chose the Evan Williams Bottles and Bond over it, which goes to show, depending on the night, what you eat, everything like that, your palate changes. I did not get any of that tire note on it, the burnt plasticky thing on it. It was good. It was great tonight. It was definitely well worth taking it over the E.H. Taylor. So like this is why we do stuff blind, because things change every night. But yeah, Henry McKenna goes on to take on
Final Four, baby.
So on the left side of the bracket, we have a Heaven Hill product versus a Heaven Hill product.
My money's on Heaven Hill.
Yeah, mine too.
Can we just take a minute to salute the Colonel though, for the years of service of bringing around the bottle and bond, the original, and just seeing it go down like this just makes me kind of sad.
But to be fair, they're both just as hard to find now. It used to be I could find Henry McKenna on the shelf any day of the week for $35. Now, actually, at least for me, it's easier to find E.H. Taylor because I just have to run over to Buffalo Trace Distillery. They usually have it at least once a week for $45.
You just at our Costco today.
Yeah.
For $35.
Yeah. So if you're, and for those of you that don't know, check out Costco. They have good stuff. And for those of you that have Kroger, check out Kroger. Kroger actually gets a lot of good stuff. They just actually released around us. I wasn't lucky enough, but a Weller Foolproof pick that they picked themselves. I tried. It sold out in like 2 minutes.
Not hard enough, clearly.
It sold out in 2 minutes. There was no way I could get across town through the traffic and all that nonsense. So, but check the places you don't think check. Bourbon's everywhere, and you never know where you're going to find the good stuff. So Next time, we are going to do the other side of the bracket, and it will be Dickel versus Old Foe, and my
Ooh.
Henry McKenna versus a 1792 store pick. So it's got
That
another
one's like-
good matchup.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have 2 Henry McKennas in the final 4, but that Dickel Old Foe.
This is going to be a good one. Yeah.
It's gonna be a great matchup.
Once again, thanks for watching. Please hit the subscribe button, click the bell, all those wonderful things, and we'll see you next time. So, Chuck,
Stay neat.
Power bourbon.